stand in places that people lived before us, you have to acknowledge that that's in fact where you are. I always try to acknowledge that settler culture, and I'm talking about the faith that was brought by the settlers, settler culture sits on top of an older culture, of course. One of the great joys of my life in the course of my travels over the last 34 years without a real job. I've just celebrated 34 years without a real job. Well, I sort of have a real job. The amazing part about my life is that because I've worked in pubs so much over the course of my life, I've got this amazing job where I get out of bed in the morning, I hang around for a while at the house until my wife Carol comes to me and says, "Darling, isn't it time we went to the pub?" How do you get that? And Karen and I have done an album together. Would you welcome to the stage, Karen Lynne? And one of the great parts of my life is that you work Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you're travelling from one area or another to get to the next set of gigs. And that means that I get to be in all the places when everybody else is working. And often in places out in the national parks by myself. It's one of the great last luxuries in life to find yourself in a place where the mobile phone doesn't work, no one knows where you are, no one can contact you, and it's not your fault, it's Telstra's. So it's been a wonderful thing. So I'm in Bunjalung country. Of course, I live in the Blue Mountains in Drummond area. Bunjalung country is that area up around Mount Warning. I pulled up into this national park in the middle of the night, and I got out and I camped in a place I probably shouldn't have been in. I woke up the next morning to find out that I had slept beneath a stand of Antarctic beech tree. Get this, 2,000 years old. I didn't know anything lived that long, except old fogies. I spent 3 days there. It was the most incredible experience to know that basically those trees had stood there for the entire span of modern history. I started to think about, because the rangers were so terrified anyone would actually burn any wood out of the forest, they had brought in all this wonderful firewood, and delivered it there, and I was just by myself. So I sat around the campfire quite a number of nights, thinking about the way that history lays in layers. So I suppose in here tonight, we've talked about one history. There's an earlier history in this area as well. We're easing Karen in. Karen said, "Ease me in." I'll just sort of play a little bit, and I'll sing. Yeah, we're going to be married. Upon this hillside, in the morning light, 2,000 years ago, a single tree lit out at sea on the forest floor below. The Roman Empire fought, Charlemagne appeared. Through all of modern history, this wondrous tree stood here. This is my bridge to when the earth and sky look down the day that Jesus died. This is my bridge to Irish English history. This is my bridge to my grandfather's hands that tilled the soil and worked this land. My history is embraced within this tree. And from the firelight I can tonight, I reach out with my heart to all of those forced from their homes when worlds were torn apart. I ask their grace to be here. I pray one day we'll see a future bright when black and white hands link around this tree. This is my bridge to where it all began, when the rainbow serpent formed the land. country when the white man still lived far beyond the sea. This is my bridge to better days to come, when black and white Australians take pride in one united history. That of Yari, of Wiradjuri, and Andrew Hobbs of Mile Creek, the builders of a bridge that's yet to be. This is my bridge to better days to come, when dreams are dreamed and songs are sung, when black man's wisdom guides the white man's ways. And if we yet learn to protect this earth and teach our children what it's worth, these wondrous leaves may live to see such days. All history is underneath your feet. It's not gone. It's just slightly behind the bend in the road. It's all still there.